Hello viewers, welcome to New Track Videos. In this video tutorial, we are going to solve this Olympiad mathematics for the value of t in the equation 9 raised to the power of t plus 3 raised to the power of 3 minus 2t equal to 228. Now, before we solve this question, give this video a thumbs up and kindly subscribe to this channel to get updates of our videos once they are published. Now let's go straight to solving this question. To solve this question, we are going to look at simplifying this term. 3 raised to the power 2, that is 9, plus 3 raised to the power 3, multiplied by 2 raised to the power minus 2t, and that will be equal to 28. So this will be equal to 3 raised to the power 2t plus 27 multiplied by 1 over 3 raised to the power 2t equal to 28. Now, following this equation, you come to see that this is a fraction and it's not supposed to be a fraction. So to clear that fraction, we are going to multiply through by 3 raised to the power 2t. So we'll have 3 raised to the power 2t multiplied by 3 raised to the power 2t plus 27 times 1 over 3 raised to the power 2t. This will be multiplied by 3 raised to the power 2t equal to 28 times 3 raised to the power 2t. So this will clear this and we'll be left with what? This will give us 3 raised to the power 2t square plus 2 times 27 times 1, which is 27, and that will be equal to 28 times 3 raised to the power 2t. Now to simplify further, we want to let our 3 raised to the power 2t to be equal to y. To make our 3 raised to the power 2t equal to y, all we need to do is to simplify. Wherever we find 3 raised to the power 2t, 3 raised to the power of 2t, we replace it with y. So this will give us y squared plus 27 equal to 28y. So if we collect like terms, we're going to have our y squared to become equation. This will cross over here to give us minus 28y plus 27, and that will give us equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation that is required to be solved quadratically. Now to solve that equation quadratically, we are going to solve that equation quadratically to find the values of y. Now we are given two values. We have our y and we have our y. We're going to look for two values. We will multiply to give us plus 27, and when we add the numbers, we're going to have minus 28. What are these two values? The two values will be 27 and 1. Now, what sign can we add to 27 and 1 to give us the value we truly want? This will be a minus, and this will be minus 27, and this should also be minus 20 and minus 1. Now, why do we do this? Why do we go about doing this? Because minus 27 times minus 1 will give us minus times minus will give us plus. That will give us plus 27, right? While we'll have minus 27 plus bracket minus 1, and that will give us minus 28. So we're going to get these two values. So having done that, we'll bring these values here. That will give us y squared So instead of minus 28, we'll replace it with what? We're going to replace it with minus 27y minus 1, which is y, plus 27, that will be equal to 0. So we'll have our y, open bracket, which is common between these two terms. This will be minus 27. Then we'll have 27. We'll have a common term here, which is 1. 1 is common. Inside we'll have our y and minus 27. And this will be equal to 0. So we'll have one common term here, our y minus 1, which is the external values, and then we'll have our 1 minus 27, which is the common terms. Both will be equal to 0. Now we'll have to simplify further. To simplify further, we'll have our y minus 1 to be equal to 0, and we'll have our y minus 27 to be equal to 0. So here our y will be equal to 1, and our y will be equal to 27. So we're getting two values for y. So the next thing we're going to do is to find the values of remember, we are asked to find the value of, in the equation we're asked to find the value of t, and we remember our 3 raised to power 2t is equal to y. So we'll have our 3 raised to power 2t to be equal to y. 3 raised to power 2t to be equal to y. So for if our y is equal to 1, we're going to have a value for t, and that will be equal to 3 raised to power 2t equal to 1. Now remember a law of logarithm, that's a law of indices, anything raised to power 0 is equal to 1. We'll apply that logic here. We'll have our 3 raised to power 2t to be equal to 3 raised to power 0, which is still equal to 1. So we have a common base, and common base will clear the common base, and then we'll be left with the powers. So our 2t will be equal to 0, and then our t will be equal to 0 divided by 2, which is equal to 0. Now on the other hand, if we have our y to be equal to 27, we're going to have our 3 raised to the power of 2t to be equal to 27. Now remember, 3 raised to power 3 will give us 27. So that will give us 3 raised to power 2t to be equal to 3 raised to power 3. We'll have a common base. This base will cut this. Then our 2t will be equal to 3. And then our t here will be equal to 3 over 2. So which stands as the value of t for that equation we have been given. So that is the solution to that equation we have been given. Thanks so much for watching, and do subscribe to this channel for more of our videos. Give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and colleagues.